My name is Abdul Ramand. I'm the Financial Services Director for CarHub Group. I kind of help maintain our credit approval process and take care of our department.
What is the biggest misconception about financing through CarHub Automotive Group?
When somebody comes in, they have a wall in front of them and they're scared that the dealership is going to, try to rip them off. Everybody who comes in, there's a stigma attached to financing at a car dealership where they're going to pay a higher rate. But in actual fact, the dealership has millions and millions of dollars of referral business with the 5 main chartered banks that we deal with. TD, Scotia, Royal, National Bank. There's a few more. But what we try to do is get you the best approval with I would say the most competitive rate that we can based on your personal credit situation. So it's not just about giving you the lowest rate, but giving you a program and rate that matches your lifestyle and your budget.
Do you think that people should attempt to get pre-approved before shopping for a vehicle?
I would say it can save you a lot of time. You fill up a credit application, you email it to one of our finance specialists, and we could actually kind of steer you towards the right car that you could afford. It's a free service that we do, so we could look at your current credit situation and not have that letdown, or maybe you qualify for more than you think. So both ways, it will save you time and actually money.
The two things that everybody wants to save, I'm pretty sure. So that's perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are the benefits to applying for financing through CarHub rather than attempting to accomplish that elsewhere?
I would say the biggest benefit is we have competitive rates because of our relationship with the chartered banks, and because of the sheer amount of volume that we do every month, being that we have cars from 5,000 all the way to 500,000. So we have a large network of dealers, like, different brokerages and banks that we deal with that would actually benefit you. So, it would help you immensely to deal with us because we have that knowledge and the know-how, and we have the relationship with the banks.
Can you walk me through the process of obtaining financing through CarHub?
The process of obtaining financing is actually very easy and simplified within our group. All you have to do is come in with your ID. We just verify your identity. We ask that you do bring some pay stubs if you do have. That's really the only common thing that most dealerships will ask for. But it's just simply filling up a credit application, and we take over the rest. The process would be we take care of we enter your information into DealerTrack, and from DealerTrack we look at your credit score and we see which is the best bank that will offer you the most competitive rate.
Sounds pretty simple.
And we have answers. Probably the fastest one I've gotten was within 1 minute, which is an instant approval. Submitted. Wow. Boom, approved.
Are there any common mistakes that you could point out that people often make when they're coming in for financing?
Well, there's a few common mistakes that people do make when applying for financing. And number one, the biggest one, is withholding information. So if you give me your full picture up front, I know exactly, and our group will know what banks to deal with. So if you qualify for A lending, and you have a relatively high credit score, it's different. But if you qualify for B lending and you had some unforeseen situations in your life that's caused your score to go lower, we can, if you give us all the information up front, we can send it to the right lender that will still get you the best rate that we possibly can get you.
Excellent. So is there anything that people can do to expedite the process? Like, is there anything that they can do to sort of just make it a little bit smoother for everyone involved before coming in at all?
If you could bring your pay stubs with you and have your ID available, that would speed up the process. And even more so, if you could email us your information ahead of time with a credit application, you can apply right online at CarHub.ca. We could expedite the process and have you approved before you even come in. We are not after charging you higher rates and making more money. We want to roll metal. You can call it, you want the metal. You want basically your wheels running and you're in your vehicle motoring. That's the most important thing. So for us we get excited every time we get an approval and somebody gets into a vehicle. For us, it's exciting, and we welcome more and more customers to the CarHub Group. But for us is the speed. Our speed of approval is actually above a lot of the industry standards. and we could give you an answer while you're purchasing your vehicle before you leave our premises. You will know that you're approved right at that time at the most competitive rate. We don't withhold any information. There's lots of shady practices out there, but we're completely forthcoming, and we tell you exactly what your rate is, exactly what you've been approved for, and what is required. And that's, being upfront with our customers is very important. And that's one thing that we do very well.
Do people need to come into the store to go through the process of financing?
Well, you don't have to come into the store at all. You could do everything over the phone and email, obviously. We would have a quick phone interview. We actually use Zoom once in a while as well. So we could actually do the whole process through a Zoom call. All it entails is you emailing us your credit application, filling up some information, and we could get the approval done while you're at home and have everything ready for you. And you can obviously sign all your documentation through email and obviously DocuSign.
I know in your career, you've probably seen a few horror stories. Is there anything does anything stand out as being the worst? So maybe our people within the CarHub community will have something that they know they should avoid. The
type of horror stories that I've seen, the worst one I would say is somebody coming in and their credit situation changes before they pick up the vehicle. So you come in, you get approved, your credit application's all done, but then you've decided to shop around. And when you do shop around, it's fine. But if you fill up a credit application, there's no saying which banks they're going to send that credit application to. So if they send, if another dealer puts the wrong information in and you have given us different information, all of a sudden it's conflicting and they can pull that approval. So essentially you could come in and not have an approval and you're ready to pick up your car, and that's kind of a disaster.
Right. Yeah, that would be.
Try to avoid that as much as we can. The financing successes that I've seen, there's so many of them, but the one that really gets me excited is somebody who's starting off a new business. You could say, landscaping business, moving business. The biggest one was the landscaping business. We had a customer come in who started from scratch. He came from a poor family. And he worked really hard on establishing his credit. So we were able to obtain financing at a very competitive rate on a commercial Ram 2500, which is our more commercial vehicle. And he used that for his landscaping business. And until today, it's now he's bought over 10 vehicles from us.
Wow.
For his landscaping business that has built from something so small to so big, right? That's exciting for us. We're happy that he's growing and building with us.
A soft pull credit pre-qualification is something that buyers are often interested in before they come in for financing. Can you tell me about the process at CarHub for a soft pull pre-qualification?
We don't necessarily have to do soft pulls. We don't even have to pull your credit ahead of time. By our mini interview over the phone or in person before you come down, or if you're at our dealership, we can basically determine your credit by asking you a few questions because of our experience. I've done this for over 20 years. So we asked you some very important questions pertaining to your credit application. And as soon as we go through that, we kind of like in our head, we have everything down pat. When we listen to you, you give us the answers and we know exactly where to send it. So it's not necessary to do a soft pull all the time. Soft pulls are great, but they're not actually going to help you a lot of the time.
Is there anything else that you would like people who are coming into CarHub Automotive Group looking for financing? Are there any sort of aspects of the financing process that you would like to share?
For anyone coming into our organization, CarHub, applying for financing, the biggest thing I ask is that know that we have many years experience. We are upfront with our customers and we try to get you the best approval possible. If you could just have your documentation ready to go, we can have a quick answer for you, which is very important in this age. Like, you have a vehicle, you're excited. I know if I buy a vehicle, I want to know right away. And that stress of you waiting for days or not having people get back to you, our communication is amazing. So one thing I can guarantee you that we give you a fast approval. And not only that, our turnaround is very quick. So we could have you in your vehicle within actually less than 24 hours.